And hello everyone, and today I am here with probably the biggest Huvian that I know.
I've been
Probably.
a fan since I was 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. 2003 is when I started.
Before Doctor Who became the big giant thing that it was or
Yeah,
is now.
exactly.
Yeah. Like he got me to start watching Doctor Who because he was keep yapping about Doctor Who's the greatest thing ever made, and
Yep, it was all of those conversations.
yeah, and I'm like, fine, I'll check it out, and then
Well,
I
first
saw
episode,
what
Last
I
of the Time Lords, wasn't it?
I started with Rose,
Oh,
and
okay.
I jumped over the place.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
on UK TV or something, wasn't it?
I watch, but then when I started to like fully invest in every year watch the series, I was watching series 5, so Matt Smith's first episode series,
So that would have been
while
2010.
going backwards and catching up. I think I was after like series 3. I think I was.
Oh,
Yeah, like I think I was like, no, I started like I think it was the end of time or something. Like I was like somewhere, like I think that David Tennant's last year or something. But
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, so if people don't know, Doctor Who is back with a new team, new showrunners, new writers, new music composer, new pretty much everything. Everything's
Pretty
new.
much,
Yeah, it's pretty much anything new. Like when Steve Mother came along, it's like everyone's new. Well, we kept the music guy there, but
Yeah,
no,
that's pretty much the only
everyone's
one that
gone.
stayed around, yeah.
Yeah. It may be the special effects people, but that's kind of it.
Well,
And
use the mill up until I think this season. I think they're using
yeah,
new
they got
effects
the people
houses.
who did like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
who did the Witch of Blade Runner, which was great. But so I thought like, okay, I did a non-spoiler review, non-spoiler-ish, as much you can do a non-spoiler review of Doctor Who without sounding like a complete idiot.
Yeah. I think I went on for 14 minutes during my non-spoiler review.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought, like, why don't I just like maybe once a week, or try to do it once a week.
Yeah.
Talk about each episode of the new series. And I'll say first things first. I think out of the 4 Doctor Janeway introduction episodes,
Yeah.
this is probably the third best.
Out of the modern series.
Yeah. So we're talking about
I don't know. I personally put it.
because I'm thinking like
I'd put it second or third. Yeah.
because I was thinking Christmas Invasion would be 4th.
Oh, really? I was putting that second.
Second, I was thinking, where do I put Deep Breath at? Like that.
Right,
that was my.
Yeah, there's also that to consider as well. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because 11th Hour would be number 1, but I was like,
yeah, 11th Hour is definitely my number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, they all 4 episodes knew how to do an introduction.
Yeah.
To say, hey, if you've never seen Doctor Who before, this is roughly the character. This is roughly who the character is, even though one of them, the characters, is asleep for 90% of the time, and 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 they all of them knew how to introduce everyone else, even if it's like something like Deep Breath or Christmas Invasion, where you have always got Rose, and all you always have Kara. And
personally, I think my favorite introduction episode from the modern series is the 11th Hour. That was just a damn fine episode, and a great way to kick off the series.
And then it all goes downhill.
Oh, I mean, Series 6 is horrible, but Series 5 is pretty damn good in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like I always say about the Moffat era. It's like Series 5 and Season 8 is like somehow he knew how to do a first.
I think it's Series 5 and 10 are his strongest series.
Yeah.
I
think it all comes for me with Bill. It's like, why aren't you here? What's so special about you? But anyway. Yeah, but
a normal person. She doesn't have to be the person who saved the Doctor,
Yeah, maybe because I'm so used to like I'm so used to like Dr. Donna or the girl who waited or Bad Wolf or something.
The girl who's on the screen is Bill Potts' official title.
Yeah. It's like, who cares about spin-offs? Just call the actual, like, all of them. Bad Wolf Part 1, but none of them are connected. But no, you'll see at the end how it's connected. But anyway,
so we're doing non-spoilers first.
No, we're this is spoiler discussion. So
that's really good. Cool.
Yeah.
Where do you want to begin? At the beginning, I guess?
Yeah, let's at the beginning, where I felt like for the first 10 minutes, I was watching season 4 of Broadchurch because I was ready.
I also got the same feeling. Yeah.
I was like, is David Colin going to show up around the corner and investigate a body or something? Like, I was like,
I guess is playing into Chris Chibnall's strengths.
Yeah, strengths.
Right people.
Yeah. Oh, it's like this is how I do drama. Yeah. And it's clearly, I think what really got me on board, which was, it reminds me of the Wesley Davis one a little bit.
Yeah, well, to me, I don't know. This is coming from like a classic series perspective. I personally think that it reminds me a hell of a lot of if the 70s era had a budget. That's exactly, like, even down to the actual cliffhanger ending. Oh my God, that is directly out of Tom Baker's first season.
Yeah, and I was like, hold on a second. Like, they said we're not going to do any cliffhangers or no story arcs.
Yeah,
and all of them are going to be 10, like, pretty much 10-hour-long movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on a second. What's with this cliffhanger there?
I think that's. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how much of the classic series you've actually watched.
I think I saw was it Planet the Daleks, that Third Doctor.
Because at the end, Tom Baker's first season is pretty much does exactly what this is doing for our episodes. Sontaran Experiment. Ark in Space onwards, it's all just one story and then trying to get back to the TARDIS. That's the whole point of the connective tissue between all the episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is very much reminiscent of that, even down to the fact that they're in space, which is the end of Genesis of the Daleks. That's exactly just out of Genesis of the Daleks. That's the ending of Genesis of the Daleks put into the modern era.
And Genesis of the Daleks is going to go straight over my head right now. I was like, okay, they in space. Should they not breathe in space? But I'm like,
well, I mean, I guess if they did,
but again, this is a show about A and 2 hearts, so they would go travel time and space. So whatever.
Well, I'm just thinking that if they did actually track the TARDIS there, maybe the TARDIS has a big enough air bubble around it, so they're not actually gonna die.
And at the end, I thought the TARDIS was going to show up. We saw the phone box, but we wouldn't see the
inside.
The inside. Yeah. And then the next episode we'll have it's bigger than the inside scene that we always get, which is always hilarious because that would be how everybody would react to.
Yeah. Anyway, let's begin at the very beginning.
We're going to jump over the place. We're just going to jump over the place. Yeah, at the beginning, we meet 3 of our opinions. We have
Ryan, Graham, and
Yasmin.
Yeah.
That was the one. I was like, Ryan, that's a simple name. Graham's a simple name. What's the girl's name? Oh, and then you hear it 1,000 times. Okay, it's Yas.
My friend's name is
Yes. And she and all of them are like. It has like
I was going into the series. I was really hesitant on Graham because I've seen this show that he does called The Chase, and my God, is he a charisma vacuum in that? But this, he actually seemed to be doing some pretty damn good work.
Yeah, like they're using him as comic relief. But my guess, if he's comic relief, my brain was thinking like I don't know who's comic relief in Doctor Who.
Nardo?
Yeah, Arthur. Yeah. Like he's just there so you can crack jokes. And I thought he might be a narcissist, but turns out he's just the guy who's going to maybe say the opposite of what everybody else is going to do.
Yeah, because he's just the normal man where everyone else is actually accepting of it.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way to go for a companion. It's a very kind of X-Files-y way to go about it, like the whole Dana Scully and Mulder.
I'm thinking, like, have they ever gone for the grandpa opinion? Oh yeah, they kind of did it with like season 4, Donna's
Wilfred.
Wilfred.
Yeah, I mean they also did it in reverse with the first Doctor, because he was a grumpy old man traveling around with a young person.
Yeah. With his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Now, still granddaughter, if we want to do the whole dance thing. But then we pretty much getting introduced, and then we see this giant egg bush.
I honestly thought that it looked like a giant Hershey's Kiss. That's my first thought as soon as I saw it. I was like, that's just...
I just jumped to alien. I was like, don't go, Ryan, don't walk into the forest. Don't touch it. You bloody human. Of course you're going to touch it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
really like Christian was writing all that much.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the way he wrote the characters and everything.
Yeah.
I don't really like Broadchurch all too much, but yeah.
No. Like, you enjoyed the first series, but then,
I did enjoy the first series, but then everything apart from that was just a bunch of crap, really.
For you, it was like good, meh, to
3. Season 3 got it right. Season 3 was okay.
Yeah. I think how they handled the crime was a little bit iffy, but
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it was like, obviously this person did it, just how they react.
Yeah.
But then they're on a train, and then we meet the Doctor.
It was just, I got this quite a bit of flack for it when it first happened, when it first announced. I didn't necessarily have a problem with the female Doctor. I was just coming from the perspective as it didn't feel necessary for the show.
Yeah.
It didn't, and also because I'm not against her, as I just said before. I actually quite loved it. I loved her performance. She's not my Doctor, but she does absolutely nail it.
Yeah.
I'm just coming from the perspective of someone who grew up with the Doctor being a role model for me, and then but strange, But now I'm completely accepting of it. She did a great job.
Yeah, and like I would say this: the moment it happens, and before I'm like, wait, is there a title sequence coming up? No, there's no title sequence.
I did that going in because Chris Chibnall said that there's not going to be any title sequence for the first episode. So
okay, it's episode 2 onwards. I think.
Oh, but can I just say something? That version of the mini bit of the Doctor Who theme that actually came up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it sounded amazing.
It's like a mix, like a modernized version of.
It's a modernized version of the 4th Doctor's intro, and I loved it.
Yeah,
it was
because it played the guitars, the swings, whatever the damn thing's called. But yeah, but when she's acting all dockery and doing the whole like the line of I can't remember what's it 30 minutes ago I was a white hand Scotsman, angry white man Scotsman, in fact. You like, she's the Doctor. Like
as soon as she fell through and she started taking over the scene, I was like, she's the Doctor. Wow,
she's the one who's going to tell you, let's think this through. Yeah. Like when Yates is like saying like, hey, I'm going to report this to my fellow superiors, and the Doctor's like, well, hold on a second. Let's think this through. How are you going to explain this and not sound like you belong in the loony bin?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But I will say this: the one issue I had with it, and it took me a while, was when Graham is like, "There's no such thing as aliens." I'm like, hold on. You had the dead rising up from the grave in Series 8.
Stuff like that throughout it. They just ignore stuff that they want to ignore until they want to bring it up.
It might be time-wimey and all that. So.
Oh god, I absolutely hate that phrase, but you can use it. It's good.
But it's pretty much it's a good way to explain time travel when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
I like the way they did it with Donna. How it was just like I slept in. I had food poisoning.
Yeah.
That was great. She didn't remember it because she didn't actually witness it. You know,
because between the Watcher Davis years where it's like aliens attack London and the Dalek shows up and then the spires, then the Big Bang happened again. So that explained how they could soft reboot everything.
Yeah.
But that took me a bit of like, wait a second. But how the companions, I'm not calling them friends, I'm just calling them companions. That's how oldie I am, oldie with quotation marks. Is how they react to the Doctor being all weird and don't know how to react with her around. And even though she doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah.
Roughly, like she knows about the song Screwdriver and the TARS and all that, but she doesn't know
her name. She didn't. Yeah.
Her name and maybe a little bit of like, what do I do most of the time?
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is like, okay, we have pretty much the Predator attacking. Was it? Chip.
Yeah.
Phil. What the town, and the moment he showed his face, I was like, okay, that is a Smurf with teeth.
Huh. Yeah, I honestly thought that it looks like, once again, like I was saying before, it looks like a 70s Doctor Who villain.
Yeah.
Budget, like if they did some of the crazy shit they did back in the 70s in the modern day, that's what it would look like.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like that is creepy.
It is definitely creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is not.
It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here.
Yeah, because you got all these I'm blanking and how the whole, like, here's the thing. I didn't find one of the criticisms I found with it was the Doctor. The villain doesn't wasn't that well done. But I felt like you have so many things that you have to do in this episode.
Yeah.
To the point one has to suffer, and one is the villain who's just there.
Well, I mean, but that is the case with a lot of Chris Chibnall written stories.
Yeah.
Remind you of The Power of Three, for instance. It was a really good episode up until the villain showed up.
The villain isn't the most important thing, unless it's like a Dalek or something, which I'm curious how they're going to handle the Daleks now, just because there's no classic. Like,
well,
there's not going to be.
If they don't use them per series, they don't get the rights to the Daleks again.
Unless there's now something they can do.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, now there's some working. BBC's work something out, but.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's gonna be the curiosity, because I'm thinking, well, the Daleks have to show up.
I kind of thought that this was going to be our introduction to the new Cybermen. That's honestly what, because as soon as that showed up, the sound it made, that I was like, oh, it's a new Cyberman. It wasn't, but it sounded exactly like a Cyberman footstep.
But I felt like I didn't. Here's the thing. I have a feeling when they did the whole guest casting thing.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the Master might show up.
Possibly.
At the end. I think but we already had the Master last season.
Yeah.
Even if you just include Missy in there, but you already had like the John Sim one. And the Cybermen, Moffat grilled the Cybermen to the ground. I was like, that was like Capaldi's main villain. Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm like, Sparedly, please. But, it's like the Weepy Angels.
I didn't get sick and tired of it. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't. Unlike when they used the Daleks for like 4 or 5 episodes, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because they actually had a long break, so it was kind of better to bring the Cybermen back and not use the Daleks so much.
Yeah. But anyway, so we have now we find out that this Doctor is a little bit more of a hands-on Doctor, as in she makes her own sonic.
Yeah.
Which I like. It has like an alien feel towards it.
It does.
It doesn't look like a toy.
People were saying that it looks like a vibrator originally.
Have you seen Peter Capaldi's sonic screwdriver?
Yeah, I know. Lesser extent even Matt Smith's, really. But
I think this episode has been the most brutal Doctor Who episode I have seen.
Yeah.
Like how, like, what's it? How he like uses like an ice type weapon and it cracks people.
Wasn't it just a touch of his skin?
Yeah. It just boop, and you are now going to be pieces everywhere. I'm like, I
liked the way they defeated him. I thought that the character was interesting. I thought that the motivations were clear, even though we didn't really get to see him much.
Yeah, but also, and that scene of her on the crane, that's probably the Doctor moment of the week. If that, as in,
mine was probably the sonic screwdriver building.
Yeah,
especially with when she first pressed it and it zapped, I was like, "Oh, not meant to do that." That was just me. I was like, "Oh, that's the Doctor. That's the Doctor right there."
That's a Doctor moment.
Yeah.
It is one of those things. I don't know. Maybe I'm more on character than like all the like. Yeah, I think I like the giant big speeches. That's what I like. The Doctors doing the long speeches that make you go, now I'll be looking myself in the mirror a little bit more. But and then the villain is defeated, not dead, even though the Doctor thinks it's dead. And then we get
it just teleports out, right?
Yeah, teleport, because immediately he puts the device on him, and then he teleports. Which I don't know, is he coming back? I think he might. Maybe
probably at the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like it's
the last episode.
Like,
was a continuation of the first.
I wouldn't be shocked. There is going to be a story arc, but it isn't as like
the Pandorica opens or something.
Yeah, like it's so linked together.
Yeah,
it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like, oh, okay, it'll make people go, oh, more than.
But it's not exactly like something that gets built up throughout all of them.
Yeah. This is not Arrow. We don't build up. But then the villain gets defeated, all that kind of stuff, and then we get a bit of a costume montage of the Doctor getting her outfit.
Yep.
Which,
while I'll never wear the costume, I must admit it does look better. It does look good on her.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I don't know why when I said it when I saw the image, I said, "Oh, she looks like a farmer."
I mean, she does. Not wrong. She's got that classic farmer look. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Farmer. And then I'm thinking, no. She looks like that cool art teacher, who's like it's the Magic School Bus. That's what she looks like.
Yeah. She definitely looks like Miss Frizzle. Yeah, I get
it. Yeah. I was like, it's one of those things. And then she tries to get onto trying to find the TARDIS, and we go into space.
Yep. Directly out of Genesis of the Daleks. The ending of that is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the music. Oh.
I would like. I enjoyed the music in this.
I did too.
I like the theme.
It was
like the Doctor's theme more than the theme song, but
I like the end theme. I liked it a lot. It was basically an updated version of the Fourth Doctor's song. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And plus, did you see that it was like kind of a modern version of like the Third Doctor's kind of thing?
Yeah. And it does feel like, okay, this is just going to be classic Q
with a budget.
with a budget. As much of a budget that the BBC can afford.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Game of Thrones money.
No, definitely not. But they're doing pretty damn well with what they have. Yeah,
that's the thing. Because half the time I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll do that with your budget. And then we get the coming soon montage, which is basically just
just characters.
Just listing off all the guest stars.
Kind of crap, really. I was really disappointed on that.
And then I was like, really, just give us like a minute. Like, this is what we're going to get this season, but that's more like, hey, you got 2 trailers, so that's kind of where you get.
I mean, at least even with like, when
or at least like give me the trailer for episode 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not going to do it. Maybe they're just going to have to. People are just going to have to wait and see. Like they do with the classic series. Maybe that's the thing they're going for. Hey, I wouldn't be against that because that was cool.
Yeah.
Have you watched any reviews thus far?
I have. Most of them have been positive.
I have not because I've been wanting to get my own thoughts out before I get other people.
Yeah,
so I have my own thoughts.
That's because that's what I did. I woke up, watched the episode, did my review, and then saw what other people thought of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I have no idea. I was waiting to do this, then I'm going to watch reviews for it afterwards.
Yeah. The reviews of it is like it at worst it's good or it's okay.
Oh, that's
good. It's not like we're not the only 2 out there who says like, this is a really good episode. Yeah. It's not like Venom.
The only review I've watched is the one on Whovians. That's the only one I've actually watched. Back next week.
Next week for was it the Ghost Monument?
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
So next week we'll talk about that Doctor Who episode.